Hello everyone. It's a little later than our usual time. Also a different day. I don't think I've ever streamed on a Sunday before. Let's get you out of the stream starting. There, much better. New world, hopefully a little cozy. We're gonna try something a little different today. I don't know how much people want something like this, but we're gonna try reading a little bit of a story today. We're gonna do some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or its proper title, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. But, oh, hi Sawi. I didn't think you were gonna be able to get on. Are you, having a bit of an insomnia? Yeah, I see you're awake. Oh, you're weak. Okay. Hi, Drambeak. Good to see you, too. Well, I hope... Also whack. Yeah, you're a little whack. Well, I hope this is entertaining. I'm honestly not used to reading out loud, so this will be a little different. But when I was doing the All Life is Strange stream, when I had to read a bunch of stuff, like, it was kind of fun. So we're gonna give this a try. Ooh, let me grab my water. I have it right next to me so that I don't get too dry of a throat. And we'll hopefully get y'all nice and cozy. And heck, maybe we can get Sawi to sleep. That's best case scenario. Your shoes? Wow. Alright, Sawi, no need to prove yourself. Alright. But anyway, let's get right into it. I wasn't sure if I should put this in ASMR or not. I wasn't really... It seemed weird to put it in VR chat since I'm not really doing anything, but without further ado, let's hop into The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Chapter 1, The Story of the Door. Oh no! That's a horrible start. My screen is running away. Just a sec. Alright. I'll be right back. Gosh, I hate it when it does this. My screen just completely ran away from me. I can't very well read it if it runs away. So let's call it back. One of these days I'll have a stream with limited scuff, but it is not today. Right, we'll just spawn a new window here. Starting to think someone put a stream specific curse on me. I suppose that is an option, but I think that's probably how things always go. Like even the experienced people, I think, have a lot of scuff with their stuff, just not as much as I'm having right now. And I usually get the hang of things pretty quick after I make a mess of it. So, fingers crossed that's the worst of it today. Alright, let's try that again. The story of the door. Mr. Utterson, the lawyer, was a man of a rugged countenance that was never lighted by a smile, cold, scanty, and embarrassed in discourse, backward in sentiment, lean, long, dusty, dreary, and yet somehow lovable. At friendly meetings, and when the wine was to his taste, something eminently human beaconed from his eye, something indeed which never found its way into his talk, but which spoke not only in these silent symbols of the after-dinner face, but more often and loudly in the acts of his life. He was austere with himself, drank gin when he was alone, to mortify a taste for vintages, and though he enjoyed the theatre, had not crossed the doors of one for 20 years, but he had an approved tolerance for others, sometimes wondering, almost with envy, at the high pressure of spirits involved in their misdeeds, and in any extremity inclined to help rather than to reprove. "I incline to Cain's heresy," he used to say quaintly. "I let my brother go to the devil in his own way." In this character, it was frequently his fortune to be the last reputable acquaintance and the last good influence in the lives of down-going men, and to such as these, so long as they came about his chambers, he never marked a shade of change in his demeanor. No doubt the feat was easy to Mr. Utterson, for he was undemonstrative at best, and even his friendship seemed to be founded in a similar catholicity of good nature. It is the mark of a modest man to accept his friendly circle ready-made from the hands of opportunity. And that was the lawyer's way. His friends were those of his own blood, or those whom he had known the longest. His affections, like ivy, were the growth of time. They implied no aptness in the object. Hence, no doubt, the bond that united him to Mr. Richard Enfield, his distant kinsman, the well-known man about town. It was a nut to crack for many, what these two could see in each other, or what subject they could find in common. It was reported, by those who encountered them on their Sunday walks, that they said nothing, looked singularly dull, and would hail with obvious relief the appearance of a friend. For all that, the two men put the greatest store by the excursions, counted them the chief jewel of each week, and not only set aside occasions of pleasure, but even resisted the calls of business, that they might enjoy them uninterrupted. It chanced on one of these rambles that their way led them down a by-street in a busy quarter of London. The street was small, and what is called quiet, but it drove a thriving trade on the weekends. The inhabitants were all doing well, it seemed, and all emulously hoping to do better still, and laying out the surplus of their grains in coquetry. So that the empty of passage, the street shone out in contrast to its dingy neighborhood, like the fire in a forest, and with its freshly painted shutters, well-polished brasses, and general cleanliness and gaiety of note, instantly caught and pleased the eye of the passenger. 2 doors from one corner, on the left hand going east the line, was broken by the entry of a court, and just at that point a certain sinister block of building thrust forward its gable on the street. It was 2 stories high, showed no window, nothing but a door on the lower story, and a blind forehead of discolored wall on the upper, and bore in every feature the marks of prolonged and sordid negligence. The door, which was equipped with neither bell nor knocker, was blistered and disdained. Tramps slouched into the recess and struck matches on the panels. Children kept shop upon the steps. The schoolboy had tried his knife on the moldings, and for close on a generation no one had appeared to drive away these random visitors or to repair their ravages. Mr. Enfield and the lawyer were on the other side of the street, but when they came abreast of the entry, the former lifted up his cane and pointed.
"Did you ever remark that door?" he asked.
And when his companion had replied in the affirmative,
"It is connected in my mind,"
added he, "with a very odd story."
"Indeed," said...
I don't like that voice for Mr. Utterson.
"Indeed,"
said Mr. Utterson, with a slight change of voice.
"And what was that?"
"Well, it is this way," returned Mr. Enfield. "I was coming home from some place at the end of the world, about 3 o'clock of a black winter morning, and my way lay through a part of town where there was literally nothing to be seen but lamps. Street after street, and all the folks asleep. Street after street, all lighted up, as if for the procession, and all as empty as a church. Till at last I got into that state of mind when a man listens and begins to long for the sight of a policeman. All at once I saw 2 figures. One a little man who was stumping along eastward at a good walk, and the other a girl of maybe 8 or 10, who was running as hard as she was able down a cross street. Well, sir, the 2 ran into one another naturally enough at the corner, and then came the horrible part of the thing, for the man trampled calmly over the child's body and left her screaming on the ground. It sounds nothing to hear, but it was hellish to see. It wasn't like a man, it was like some damned juggernaut. I gave a few halloa, took to my heels, collared my gentleman, and brought him back to where there was already quite a group about the screaming child. He was perfectly cool and made no resistance, but gave me one look, so ugly that it brought out a sweat on me like running. The people who had turned out were the girl's own family. And pretty soon the doctor for whom she had been sent put in his appearance. Well, the child was not much the worse, more frightened according to the sawbones, and there you might have supposed would be an end to it. But there was one curious circumstance. I had taken a loathing to my gentleman at first sight. So had the child's family, which was only natural. But the doctor's case was what struck me. He was the usual cut and dry apothecary. I'm sorry, I lost my plate. Oh, there we are. Of no particular age and color, with a strong Edinburgh accent, and about as emotional as a bagpipe. Well, sir, he was like the rest of us. Every time he looked at my prisoner, I saw that Sawbones turn sick and white with the desire to kill him. I knew what was in his mind, just as he knew what was in mine. And
killing being out of the question, we did the next best. We told the man we could and would make such a scandal out of this as should make his name stink from one end of London to the other. If he had any friends or any credit, we undertook that he should lose them, and all the time as we were pitching it in red hot, we were keeping the women off him as best we could, for they were as wild as harpies. I never saw a circle of such hateful faces, and there was the man in the middle, with a kind of black sneering coolness. Frightened, too, I could see that, but carrying it off, sir, really like Satan. If you choose to make capital out of this accident, said he, I am naturally helpless. No gentleman but wishes to avoid a scene, says he. Name your figure. Well, we screwed him up to £100 for the child's family. He would have clearly liked to stick out, but there was something about the lot of us that meant mischief. And at last he struck. The next thing was to get the money. And where do you think he carried us but to that place with the door? Whipped out a key and went in, and presently came back with the matter of £10 in gold and a cheque for the balance on Colts. Drawn payable to bearer and signed with a name that I can't mention, though it's one of the points of my story. But it was a name at least very well known and often printed. The figure was stiff, but the signature was good in a cellar door. The figure was stiff, but the signature was good for more than that if it was only genuine. I took the liberty of pointing out to my gentleman that the whole business looked apocryphal, and that a man does not in real life walk into a cellar door at 4 a.m. and come out with another man's cheque for close upon £100. But he was quite easy in sneering. Set your mind at rest, says he. I will stay with you till the banks open and cash the cheque myself. So we all set off, the doctor and the child's father and our friend and myself, and passed the rest of the night in my chambers. And next day, when we had breakfasted, went in a body to the bank. I gave in the cheque myself and said I had every reason to believe it was a forgery. Not a bit of it. The cheque was genuine. Tut tut, said Mr. Utterson. I see you feel as I do, said Mr. Enfield. Yes, it's a bad story, for my man was a fellow that nobody could have to do with. A really damnable man, and the person that drew the cheque is the very pink of the proprieties. Celebrated, too, and what makes it worse, one of your fellows who do what they call good. Blackmail, I suppose, an honest man paying through the nose for some of the capers of his youth. Blackmail House is what I call the place with that door in consequence. Though even that, you know, is far from explaining it all, he added, and with the words fell into a vein of musing. From this he was recalled by Mr. Utterson asking rather suddenly, And don't you know if the drawer of the cheque lives there? A likely place, isn't it? Returned Mr. Enfield. But I happen to have noticed the address. He lives in some square or other. And you never asked about the place with the door? Said Mr. Utterson. No, sir, I had a delicacy, was the reply. I feel very strongly about putting questions. It partakes too much of the style of the Day of Judgment. You start a question, and it's like starting a stone. You sit quietly on the top of a hill, and away the stone goes, starting others, and presently some bland old bird, the last you would have thought of, is knocked on the head in his own back garden, and the family have to change their name. No, sir, I make it a rule of mine. The more it looks like Queer Street, the less I ask. A very good rule, too, said the lawyer. But I have studied the place for myself, continued Mr. Enfield. It seems scarcely a house. There's no other door, and nobody goes in or out of that one but once in a great while the gentleman of my adventure. There are 3 windows looking on the court on the first floor, none below. The windows are always shut, but they're clean. And then there is a chimney which is generally smoking, so somebody must live there. And yet it's not so sure. For the buildings are so packed together about the court that it's hard to say where one ends and another begins.
The pair walked on again for a while in silence, and then,
Enfield,
said Mr. Utterson, that's a good rule of yours.
Yes, I think it is,
returned Enfield.
But for all that, continued the lawyer, there's one point I want to ask. I want to ask the name of that man who walked over the child. Well, said Mr. Enfield, I can't see what harm it would do. It was a man of the name Hyde.
Said Mr. Utterson.
What sort of man is he to see? He is not easy to describe. There's something wrong with his appearance, something displeasing, something downright detestable. I never saw a man I so disliked, and yet I scarce know why. He must be deformed somewhere. He gives a strong feeling of deformity, although I couldn't specify the point. He's an extraordinary-looking man, and yet I really can name nothing out of the way. No, sir, I can make no hand of it. I can't describe him, and it's not want of memory, for I declare I can see him in this moment.
Mr. Utterson again walked some way in silence, and obviously under a weight of consideration.
Are you sure he used a key?
He inquired at last.
My dear sir,
began Enfield, surprised out of himself.
Yes, I know,
said Utterson.
I know it must seem strange. The fact is, if I do not ask you the name of the other party, it is because I already know it. You see, Richard, your tale has gone home. If you have been inexact in any point, you had better correct it. I think you might have warned me, returned the other with a touch of sullenness. But I have been pedantically exact, as you call it. The fellow had a key, and what's more, he has it still. I saw him use it not a week ago.
Mr. Utterson sighed deeply, but said never a word, and the young man presently resumed.
Here is another lesson,
to say nothing. Oh, I guess I should have been doing a younger voice for Mr. Enfield. I think I'll just switch to doing normal voices. Thought I'd give doing the voices of the characters a try, but I'm not good with accents, and I don't know. I don't think it's going too well, so we'll just talk in our normal voice. Right. Let us make a bargain never to refer to this again. With all my heart, said the lawyer. I shake hands on that, Richard. Right, and that's the end of chapter 1. Chapter 2, Search for Mr. Hyde. That evening, Mr. Utterson came home to his bachelor house in somber spirits, and sat down to dinner without relish. It was his custom of a Sunday. You know what? I don't want you guys over there. Let's... Yeah, let's... There. That's a little better. This way I can kind of just give maybe a little bit of visual comfort. That evening, Mr. Utterson came home to his bachelor house in somber spirits and sat down to dinner without relish. It was his custom of a Sunday, when this meal was over, to sit close by the fire, a volume of some dry divinity on his reading desk, until the clock of the neighboring church ran out of the hour 12, when he would go soberly and gratefully to bed. On this night, however, as soon as the cloth was taken away, he took up a candle and went into his business room. There he opened his safe, took from the most private part of it a document endorsed on the envelope as Dr. Jekyll's will, and sat down with a clouded brow to study its contents. The will was holograph for Mr. Utterson. For Mr. Utterson, though he took charge of it now that it was made, had refused to lend the least assistance in the making of it. Sorry, I just lost my place. Hopefully I'll get better at this. Like I said, I'm not very good at reading aloud. It's kind of something I want to get better at. Though he took charge of it now that it was made, had refused to lend the least assistance in the making of it. It provided not only that in case of the decease of Henry Jekyll, M.D., D.C.L., LL.D., F.R.S., etc., all his possessions were to pass into the hands of his, quote, friend and benefactor, Edward Hyde. But that in case of Dr. Jekyll's disappearance or unexplained absence for any period exceeding 3 calendar months, the said Edward Hyde should step into the said Henry Jekyll's shoes without further delay, and free from any burthen or obligation beyond the payment of a few small sums to the members of the doctor's household. This document had long been the lawyer's eyesore. It offended him both as a lawyer and as a lover of the sane and customary sides of life, to whom the fanciful was the immodest. And hitherto, it was his ignorance of Mr. Hyde that he had swelled his indignation. Now, by a sudden turn, it was his knowledge. It was already bad enough when the name was but a name, of which he could learn no more. Thank you for... Oh, hi Mew! Thanks for following. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm trying something new today. So, let me know what works and what doesn't. Let's see, where was I? I need to get better at marking my place. It offended him both as a lawyer and as a lover of the sane and customary sides of life, to whom the fanciful was the immodest, and hitherto it was his ignorance of Mr. Hyde that had swelled his indignation. Now, by a sudden turn, it was his knowledge. It was already bad enough when the name was but a name, of which he could learn no more. It was worse when it began to be clothed upon with detestable attributes, and out of the shifting, insubstantial mists that had so long baffled his eye, these leaped up the sudden, definite presentment of a fiend. "I thought it was madness," he said, as he replaced the obnoxious paper in his safe, "and now I begin to fear it is disgrace." With that, he blew out his candle, put on a greatcoat, and set forth in the direction of Cavendish Square, that citadel of medicine where his friend, the great Dr. Lanyon, had his house and received his crowding patients. If anyone knows, it will be Lanyon, he had thought. The solemn butler knew and welcomed him. He was subjected to no stage of delay, but ushered direct from the door to the dining room, where Dr. Lanyon sat alone over his wine. This was a hearty, healthy, dapper, red-faced gentleman, with a shock of hair permanently white, and a boisterous and decided manner. At sight of Mr. Utterson, he sprang up from his chair and welcomed him with both hands. The geniality, as was the way of the man, was somewhat theatrical to the eye, but it reposed on genuine feeling. For these two were old friends, old mates both at school and college, both thorough respecters of themselves and of each other, and what does not always follow, men who thoroughly enjoyed each other's company. After a little rambling talk, the lawyer led up to the subject which so disagreeably preoccupied his mind. "I suppose, Lanyon," said he, "you and I must be the two oldest friends that Henry Jekyll has." "I wish the friends were younger," chuckled Dr. Lanyon. "But I suppose we are. And what of that? I see little of him now." "Indeed?" said Mr. Utterson. "I thought you had a bond of common interest." "We had," was the reply. "But it is more than 10 years since Henry Jekyll became too fanciful for me. He began to go wrong in the mind, and though of course I continue to take an interest in him for old sake's sake, as they say, I see and I have seen devilish little of the man. Such unscientific balderdash," added the doctor, flushing suddenly purple, "would have estranged Damon and Pythias." This little spirit of temper was somewhat of a relief to Mr. Utterson. They have only differed on some point of science, he thought, and being a man of no scientific passions except in the matter of conveyancing, he even added, It is nothing worse than that?" He gave his friend a few seconds to recover his composure, and then approached the question he had come to put. "Did you ever come across a protege of his? One Hyde?" he asked. "Hyde?" repeated Lanyon. "No, never heard of him. Since my time." That was the amount of information that the lawyer carried back with him to the great dark bed on which he tossed to and fro until the small hours of the morning began to grow large. It was a night of little ease to his toiling mind, toiling in mere darkness and besieged by questions. 6 o'clock struck on the bells of the church that was so conveniently near to Mr. Utterson's dwelling. And still he was digging at the problem. Hitherto it had touched him on the intellectual side alone, but now his imagination was also engaged, or rather enslaved. And as he lay and tossed in the gross darkness of the night and the curtained room, Mr. Enfield's tale went by before his mind in a scroll of lighted pictures. He would be aware of the great field of lamps of a nocturnal city, then of a figure of a man walking swiftly, then of a child running from the doctors. And then these met, and that human juggernaut trod the child down and passed on regardless of her screams. Or else he would see a room in a rich house where his friend lay asleep, dreaming and smiling at his dreams. And then the door of that room would be opened, the curtains of the bed plucked apart, the sleeper recalled, and lo, there would stand by his side a figure to whom power was given. And even at that dead hour, he must rise and do its bidding. The figure in these two phases haunted the lawyer all night, and if at any time he dozed over, it was but to see it glide more stealthily through sleeping houses, or move the more swiftly and still the more swiftly, even to dizziness through wider labyrinths of lamp-lighted city, and at every street corner crush a child and leave her screaming. And still the figure had no face by which he might know it. Even in his dreams it had no face, or one that baffled him and melted before his eyes. And thus it was that there sprang up and grew apace in the lawyer's mind a singularly strong, almost an inordinate curiosity to behold the features of the real Mr. Hyde. If he could but once set eyes on him, he thought the mystery would lighten and perhaps roll altogether away, as was the habit of mysterious things when well examined. He might see a reason for his friend's strange preference or bondage, call it what you please, and even for the startling clause of the will. At least it would be a face worth seeing, the face of a man who was without bowels of mercy, a face which had but to show itself to raise up in the mind of an unimpressionable Enfield a spirit of enduring hatred. From that time forward, Mr. Utterson began to haunt the door in the by-street of the shops. In the morning, before office hours, at noon, when business was plenty and time scarce, at night, under the face of the fogged city moon, by all lights and at all hours of solitude or concourse, the lawyer was to be found on his chosen post. If he be Mr. Hyde, he had thought, I shall be Mr. Seek. And at last, his patience was rewarded. It was a fine dry night, frost in the air, the streets as clean as a ballroom floor, the lamps unshaken by any wind, drawing a regular pattern of light and shadow. By 10 o'clock, when the shops were closed, the by-street was very solitary, and in spite of the low growl of London from all around, very silent. Small sounds carried far. Domestic sounds out of the houses were clearly audible on either side of the roadway, and the rumor of the approach of any passenger preceded him by a long time. Mr. Utterson had been some minutes at his post, when he was aware of an odd light footstep drawing near. In the course of his nightly patrols, he had long grown accustomed to the quaint effect with which the footfalls of a single person, while he is still a great way off, suddenly spring out distinct from the vast hum and clatter of the city. Yet his attention had never before been so sharply and decisively arrested, and it was with a strong superstitious prevision of success that he withdrew into the entry of the court. These steps drew swiftly nearer, and swelled out suddenly louder as they turned at the end of the street. The lawyer, looking forth from the entry, could soon see what manner of man he had to deal with. He was small and very plainly dressed, and the look of him, even at that distance, went somehow strongly against the watcher's inclination. But he made straight for the door, crossing the roadway to save time, and as he came, he drew a key from his pocket like the one approaching home. "Hi, Derpy. I've been good. How about you?" "Yeah, I'm giving a little narration a try. I don't know how it's going. I kind of expected it would have less appeal than VR chat or the games, but it was something I wanted to try. I kind of like the cozy vibes of it, and kind of double bonus for me. I've been wanting to reread Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for a while, so kind of works out. Still trying to figure out what the best way to go about it is, though. Honestly, not bad. Yeah, I'd like to do some, visual stuff on the camera as well, but it's kind of hard to give that sort of attention when I'm also reading. Suppose I could give you, like, a lap position and kind of do some stuff like that while I read, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try doing this for a little bit, see how it does. You fond of that, Mew? But yeah, we're a couple chapters in. I don't expect we will finish today. Bed POV. Yeah, and that's kind of the vibe I want to go for. I want it to be, like a bedtime story. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a try a couple times. Probably stick to Sunday evenings. Give people something to relax to before going back to work on Sunday. But yeah, let's get back to the story. Now, are you gonna stick around and listen for a while, Derpy, or you got other things to do? I know it's a much later time than I usually see you. Let's see, I need to get better about not losing my place too. Let's see. Mr. Utterson stepped out and touched him on the shoulder as he passed. "Mr. Hyde, I think?" Mr. Hyde shrank back with a hissing intake of breath, but his fear was only momentary, and though he did not look the lawyer in the face, he answered coolly enough. "That is my name. What do you want?" "I see you are going in," returned the lawyer. "I am an old friend of Dr. Jekyll's, Mr. Utterson of Gaunt Street. You must have heard my name, and meeting you so conveniently, I thought you might admit me." "You will not find Dr. Jekyll. He is far from home," replied Mr. Hyde, blowing in the key. And then suddenly, but still without looking up, "How did you know me?" he asked. "On your side," said Mr. Utterson. "Will you do me a favor?" "With pleasure," replied the other. "What shall it be?" "I have a hard time with the with the voices. Like, it's my natural instinct to just like do voices, but I don't think my voices for these characters are very good. I don't have a good accent. Sure, you'll listen. Give a bit of context though. Right, so far, what has happened is we have this lawyer, Mr. Utterson, who is the lawyer of Dr. Jekyll. And after talking with a friend of his, Mr. Enfield was telling Utterson about an event he saw where this grotesque little man kind of trampled over a child in the street, and this man was Mr. Hyde, which Mr. Utterson, the lawyer, knew from Dr. Jekyll's last will. So that's kind of the gist of it up to this point. So now, given the way that Enfield described Mr. Hyde to Utterson has just been fascinated with seeing this man, and now he's finally meeting him for the first time. Okay, where were we? It's so much harder to read on a computer screen than it is an actual book. I kind of miss turning the pages. Let's see. Oh. With pleasure, replied the other. What shall it be? Will you let me see your face? Asked the lawyer. Mr. Hyde appeared to hesitate, and then, as if upon some sudden reflection, fronted about with an air of defiance, and the pair stared at each other pretty fixedly for a few seconds. Now I shall know you again, said Mr. Utterson. It may be useful. Yes, returned Mr. Hyde. It is as well we have met. And, apropos, you should have my address. And he gave a number of a street in Soho. Good God, thought Mr. Utterson, can he too have been thinking of the will? But he kept his feelings to himself, and only grunted an acknowledgment of the address. And now, said the other, how did you know me? By description, was the reply. Whose description? We have common friends, said Mr. Utterson. Common friends, echoed Mr. Hyde a little hoarsely. Who are they? Jekyll, for instance, said the lawyer. He never told you, cried Mr. Hyde, with a flush of anger. I did not think you would have lied. Come, said Mr. Utterson, that is not fitting language. The other snarled aloud into a savage laugh, and the next moment, with extraordinary quickness, he had unlocked the door and disappeared into the house. The lawyer stood a while Mr. Hyde had left him, the picture of disquietude. Then he began slowly to mount the street, pausing every step or two and putting his hand to his brow like a man in a mental perplexity. The problem he was thus debating as he walked was one of a class that is rarely solved. Mr. Hyde was pale and dwarfish. He gave an impression of deformity without any nameable malformation. He had a displeasing smile. He had borne himself to the lawyer with a sort of murderous mixture of timidity and boldness, and he spoke with a husky, whispering, and somewhat broken voice. All these were points against him, but not all of these together could explain the hitherto unknown disgust, loathing, and fear with which Mr. Utterson regarded him. There must be something else, said the perplexed gentleman. There is something more. If I could find a name for it. God bless me, the man hardly seems human.
Something troglodyte, shall we say? Or can it be the old story of Dr. Fell? Or is it the mere radiance of a foul soul that thus transpires through and transfigures its clay continent? The last, I think. For, oh, my poor Harry Jekyll, if ever I read Satan's signature upon a face, it is on that of your new friend.
Oh my gosh. I don't think so, Coderus. But if you wanna listen for a while, that would be okay. Still kinda figuring out how I wanna do all this. But hi, Ryan. Yeah, you can have a peg leg. I'll whip one up for you. I'll start whittling it tonight. Yeah, it was quite a non sequitur, but those are always a little amusing. Yeah, we're just reading some Dr. Jekyll. To be honest, you would take some pegging too, please. Ryan, what have you been telling people? It's good to see you all, though. Can't believe of all times that's when you show up. Ryan has a sixth sense for things like these. No. Oh my gosh. Alright. Maybe we'll have a stream where we'll consider it. Yeah, I hope y'all decide to stick around and hang out for a while. This is something new I'm trying, so, let me know what's working and what's not. 'Cause I've kind of gone back and forth with the voices. It's hard to not do voices for the characters, but at the same time, I'm not very good at, the London accents. You only want a peg leg making stream? Alright. We get enough followers and we'll make a peg leg. It won't be a very good one, but we'll make one. Alright. Let's get back to the story. Has the visual stuff been alright? I had the camera in a different spot earlier, and I'm not sure if this is better or if the hand movements and stuff are relaxing at all. Like I said, just kind of throwing stuff at the camera and seeing what sticks. Alright. My gosh, I need to get better at remembering my place too. Every time I decide I want to talk to you guys, like, I lose my place in chat. Or not in chat. Wow, in the story. Alright, let's see. Oh, here we are. Round the corner from the by-street there was a square of ancient, handsome houses, now for the most part decayed from their high estate, and let in flats and chambers to all sorts and conditions of men, map engravers, architects, shady lawyers, and the agents of obscure enterprises. One house, however, second from the corner, was still occupied entire, and at the door of this, which wore a great air of wealth and comfort, though it was now plunged in darkness except for the fanlight, Mr. Utterson stopped and knocked. A well-dressed elderly servant opened the door. "Is Dr. Jekyll at home, Poole?" asked the lawyer. "I will see Mr. Utterson," said Poole, admitting the visitor. As he spoke, into a large, low-roofed, comfortable hall paved with flags, warmed after the fashion of a country house by a bright, open fire, and furnished with costly cabinets of oak. "Will you wait here by the fire, sir? Or shall I give you a light in the dining room?" "Here, thank you," said the lawyer, and he drew near and leaned on the tall fender. This hall, in which he was now left alone, was a pet fancy of his friend the doctor's, and Utterson himself was wont to speak of it as the pleasantest room in London. But tonight there was a shudder in his blood. The face of Hyde sat heavy on his memory. He felt... Oh, did I lose a tracker? There we go. Oh. Off to go play some Lethal Company. Good luck on the rest of the stream. Also, screen is good. Alright, Ryan, if you're still here, that's good to hear. Thank you a lot. Have fun with Lethal Company. Oh, and by the way, I sent you a clone I found. I have no idea how good it is, but I thought it might amuse you. Right. Oh no, did I stop in the middle of a paragraph? Oh my gosh, I totally did. What's wrong with me? Okay. The face of Hyde sat heavy on his memory. He felt, what was rare with him, a nausea and distaste of life, and in the gloom of his spirits he seemed to read a menace in the flickering of the firelight on the polished cabinets and the uneasy starting of the shadow on the roof. He was ashamed of his relief when Poole presently returned to announce that Dr. Jekyll had gone out. "I saw Mr. Hyde go in by the old dissecting room, Poole," he said. "Is that right, when Dr. Jekyll is from home?" "Quite right, Mr. Utterson, sir," replied the servant. "Mr. Hyde has a key." "Your master seems to repose a great deal of trust in that young man, Poole," resumed the other musingly. "Yes, sir, he does indeed," said Poole. "We have all orders to obey him." "I do not think I ever met Mr. Hyde?" asked Utterson. "Oh, dear me, no, sir. He never dines here," replied the butler. "Indeed, we see very little of him on this side of the house. He mostly comes and goes by the laboratory." "Well, good night, Poole. Good night, Mr. Utterson." And the lawyer set out homeward with a very heavy heart. Poor Harry Jekyll, he thought. My mind misgives me he is in deep waters. He was wild when he was young, a long while ago, to be sure. But in the law of God there is no statute of limitations. Aye, it must be that, the ghost of some old sin, the cancer of some concealed disgrace. Punishment coming pede claudo, years after memory has forgotten and self-love condoned the fault. And the lawyer, scared by the thought, brooded a while on his own past, groping in all the corners of memory, lest by chance some jack-in-the-box of an old inquiry should leap to light there. His past was fairly blameless. Few men could read the rolls of their life with less apprehension. Yet he was humbled to the dust by the many ill things he had done, and raised up again into a sober and fearful gratitude by the many he had come so near to doing, yet avoided. And then, by a return on his former subject, he conceived a spark of hope. This Master Hyde, if he were studied, thought he, must have secrets of his own, black secrets, by the look of him. Secrets compared to which poor Jekyll's worst would be like sunshine. Things cannot continue as they are. It turns me cold to think of this creature, stealing like a thief to Harry's bedside. Poor Harry, what awakening! And the danger of it, for if this Hyde suspects the existence of the will, he may grow impatient to inherit. I must put my shoulders to the wheel. If Jekyll will but let me, he added. If Jekyll will only let me. For once more he saw before his mind's eye, as clear as transparency, the strange clauses of the will. Alright, what time are we at? Alright, we're an hour in. So we still have plenty of time. But this position's a little difficult. Well, for those of you who are following along, what are you thinking of the story so far? I'm definitely understanding it better than I did in, junior high or high school whenever I read it. But it's definitely very wordy. I probably should have picked something a little easier for a first-time narration. Kind of think some creepypastas would be good for it as well. Alright, let's see how many chapters are there? Because I know this is like a novella. Okay. Well, let's do at least one more chapter. Haven't heard enough of it to have an impression. So that's fair, Derpy. Yeah, it's hard jumping into the middle of a story like this sometimes. Which is, it might be better, if I do more of these, it might be better to do like creepypastas and fairy tales, shorter things like that can be done in more of a single sitting. Because this one will probably be at least 2 streams worth. If I decide to finish it, we'll see. I want to try a bunch of different stuff like this to see what people enjoy. Alright, so next chapter. Dr. Jekyll was quite at ease. That's the name of the chapter, by the way. A fortnight later, by excellent good fortune, the doctor gave one of his pleasant dinners to some 5 or 6 old cronies, all intelligent, reputable men, and all judges of good wine, and Mr. Utterson so contrived that he remained behind after the others had departed. This was no new arrangement, but a thing that had befallen many scores of times. Where Utterson was liked, he was liked well. Hosts loved to detain the dry lawyer. When the light-hearted and loose-tongued had already their foot on the threshold, they liked to sit a while, in his unobtrusive company, practicing for solitude, sobering their minds in the man's rich silence after the expense and strain of gaiety. To this rule, Dr. Jekyll was no exception. And as he now sat on the opposite side of the fire, a large, well-made, smooth-faced man of 50, with something of a slyish cast perhaps, but every mark of capacity and kindness. You could see by his looks that he cherished for Mr. Utterson a sincere and warm affection. "I have been wanting to speak to you, Jekyll," began the latter. "You know that will of yours." A close observer might have gathered that the topic was distasteful. But the doctor carried it off gaily. "My poor Utterson," said he, "you are unfortunate in such a client. I never saw a man so distressed as you were by my will. Unless it were that hide-bound pendant, Lanyon, at what he called my scientific heresies. Oh, I know he's a good fellow. You needn't frown. An excellent fellow, and I always mean to see more of him. But but a hide-bound pendant for all that, an ignorant, blatant pedant. I was never more disappointed in any man than Lanyon. They played a game of Fortnite. Sorry, you know what the word means. Yeah, I do love me some puns though, so it's always welcome. You know I never approved of it, pursued Utterson, ruthlessly disregarding the fresh topic. My will? Yes, certainly I know that, said the doctor, a trifle sharply. You have told me so. Well, I tell you so again, continued the lawyer. I have been learning something of young Hyde. The large, handsome face of Dr. Jekyll grew pale to the very lips, and there came a blackness about his eyes. I do not care to hear more, said he. This is a matter I thought we had agreed to drop. Hi, Nate. How's it going? Hope you're having a pleasant Sunday evening. We're just doing a little reading, trying it out a bit. Not sure if I'll keep doing it in the future, but I'm enjoying reading with y'all. Pretty good. We're reading Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Earlier Ryan sent someone talking. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Ryan definitely showed up for the pegging discussion. Yeah, I'm just trying some different things with this. It's kind of weird doing this later stream, but I'd kind of like to do more late streams and, see how things go with that. I'm thinking after this chapter we might stop with the reading and move on to, I don't know, some world hopping maybe find a nice horror world to check out. We just came back from a small event. You got to hold some owls? That's so cool. How were they, like really big owls? What kind of owls were they? I love owls. They're so pretty and they're just so cool. I wish we had more owls around town. VR chat owls. Great horned barn and burrowing. Ooh, that's so cool. The great horned owls, they're so big. Did you get to hold all of them then? I really like barn owls though. Barn owls are super cute. Ooh, that's skinny legs. Yeah, they do have legs. But yeah, what kind of event was it? Was it like an animal shelter or just some like wildlife conservation committee or something? I keep looking at chat instead of the camera because normally I have chat like next to the camera, but today it's off to the side more. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's finish this chapter and then we'll move on to some other stuff. We don't have too much more. Let's see. What I heard was abominable, said Utterson. It can make no change. You do not understand my position, returned the doctor. with a certain incoherency of manner. I am painfully situated, Utterson. My position is a very strange one. It is one of those affairs that cannot be mended by talking. Jekyll, said Utterson, you know me. I am a man to be trusted. Make a clean breast of this in confidence, and I make no doubt that I can get you out of it. My good Utterson, said the doctor, this is very good of you. This is downright good of you, and I cannot find words to thank you in it. I believe you fully. I would trust you before any man alive, before myself, if I could make the choice. But indeed, it isn't what you fancy. It is not as bad as that. And just to put your good heart at rest, I will tell you one thing. The moment I choose, I can be rid of Mr. Hyde. I give you my hand upon that, and I thank you again and again. And I will just add one little word, Utterson, that I am sure you'll take in good part. This is a private matter, and I beg of you to let it sleep. Utterson reflected a little, looking into the fire. I have no doubt you are perfectly right, he said at last, getting to his feet. Well, but since we have touched upon this business, and for the last time, I hope, continued the doctor, there is one point I should like you to understand. I have really a very great interest in poor Hyde. I know you have seen him. He told me so, and I fear he was rude, but I do sincerely take a very great interest in that young man. And if I am taken away, Utterson, I wish you to promise me that you will bear with him and get his rights for him. I think you would if you knew all, and it would be a weight off my mind if you would promise. I can't pretend that I shall ever like him, said the lawyer. I don't ask that, pleaded Jekyll, laying his hand upon the other's arm. I only ask for justice. I only ask you to help him for my sake when I am no longer here. Utterson heaved an irrepressible sigh. Well, said he, I promise. All right, so we're done with that chapter. Was a banding event, so we can make sure to track them and help any that get wildly injured. That's really cool. Do you volunteer at places like that? And since we're done with this chapter, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to keep listening to the story, or would you rather do some world hopping? We can either find a horror world, or we can go to the bar or the cafe. We can do pretty much whatever you want. I set aside the next 45 minutes for streaming tonight, so until that time, I'm yours. You did a couple since it was a thing they were having everyone volunteer. That's really cool. I feel a little guilty. I don't really volunteer at all. The only volunteering I've ever done was when it was required in school. But not since then. And I definitely did that volunteering, kicking and screaming. I did not want to go, mostly because of social anxiety, though. But that's really cool that you did volunteer, even if it was everyone that was doing it. Your sister tricked you into volunteering? What happened there, Mew? Got to make a homemade ice cream cake, a few pizzas, and potato chips. Ooh, that sounds delicious. I I remember making ice cream a long time ago when I was just a wee little cricket. It was like in elementary school. It was when you like put the stuff in the jar and then you like roll it across the floor. And I remember it tasting pretty good, but I was just a little kid, so who knows how good it actually was. Um, but I've never made an ice cream cake. How do you even go about that? Autism care classes? My gosh, how'd she trick you into volunteering though? And how was it? Did it turn out all right? Was it an enjoyable experience? Oh, yeah, I meant to ask you about that, Derpy. By the way, that Dead by Daylight stream where the viewers could join went well. We had a full party of viewers and streamer, and it was fun. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad you did. I was actually thinking about it earlier today. I'm just bad at remembering things in the moment. So anytime I tell you guys to like let me know how something went, I genuinely do want to hear about it. So just like feel free to just bring it up if I don't ask, because I've probably been thinking about it and just forgot. Currently toasting 2 waffles to ooh, waffle ice cream sandwich. You guys are gonna make me want some ice cream. Jay, give me a ride. I'm nervous to go inside. Come with me. Aw, well that was super nice of you to go with her though. And then I assume once you got in there, like it just turned into you helping with stuff. That kind of sucks since you weren't planning on it or anything, but I'm sure it was, really appreciated by your sister. I know for me, like, it's, not as bad as it used to be, but having one other person that you're familiar with um, alongside you can make something like that just way more comfortable. Like, whenever I did my volunteering stuff in school, it was always, I never knew anyone else. So it was always very awkward. Derpy, she did a late night stream last night and you played with them until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. or a.m.? Not by choice. I'm too. Yeah, I totally get that though, Mew. Like, I definitely could have been roped into the same thing if they were asked. Um, Although I was always very good at making up excuses because I never wanted to like hang out with people outside of school because, I was just incredibly introverted and shy and anxious and everything. So I would just come up with a bunch of different excuses to not have to hang out with people outside of school. Yeah, 4 a.m. That's crazy. So when did not play with them for 15 hours? Yeah, I should hope not, Derpy. You gotta take care of yourself. But yeah, that's great. I'm glad it went well for you. Did you did you win very much? Are you very good at Dead by Daylight? I'm just not good at competitive games. Like sometimes I can do all right, but only in things like party games like Smash and Mario Kart. Those are the things that I can play against people and win. Nate, you remember you were likely a nightmare for some people in school when it came to volunteering, since you were really friendly and made sure to befriend everyone you saw. Honestly, like, even though I was a huge introvert, and very awkward, I was on good terms with, pretty much everyone. It didn't really matter like what clique you were in. Um, I was nice enough that everyone, even if they didn't, hang out with me or anything, they still at least liked me and thought I was nice and stuff. So that was kind of nice. I probably would have gotten bullied otherwise. I wasn't a very normal kid. Um, haven't played Dead by Daylight in forever. Pummel Party Stream 1. That would be fun to play. I haven't tried it out yet, but I think it was actually you, Mew, who showed it to me, and I'm pretty sure I have it on my wish list still. Derpy, you'd like to think you're pretty good? That's good to hear. As long as you're comfortable with how you play, that's all that matters. Like, you can be the worst player in the world, but if you're still enjoying the game, you know, that's way better than someone who's, you know, super good, but like they only care about winning and freak out whenever they lose. Like, it just makes things uncomfortable for everyone. Like, it's understandable if, you get a little heated or frustrated with it sometimes, but if that happens every time, like you're raging at the game, maybe play a different game. Let's see. You too, Mew, you're pretty good at Dead by Daylight. You were like a human golden retriever, also very touchy. Aw, gave a lot of hugs. I'm trying to be better about physical touch in real life. Like, I'm very affectionate in VR. Like, I love to give people VR hugs and head pats and stuff. But as evidenced by, me playing with you guys like this. But yeah, in real life, traditionally I've just been like, please don't touch me. I'm uncomfortable with it. I am trying to get better with that now because I want to be affectionate. I want to be able to show people that I care and give hugs and stuff. So that's really cool that you're just naturally affectionate like that, Nate. Derpy, you were a bit of a loner in high school. Wasn't bullied, just kinda ignored. Had a couple of acquaintances. Yeah, I had some like, I call them friends. They were definitely, you know what? I'm gonna reposition. I'm kind of sitting on the floor right now, and it's starting to hurt my tailbone. So let me let me stand up, and we can have a better view. Sorry, y'all. No more lap. Okay. Gosh, I hate getting old. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Wow. Now you're taller than me again. Let's see. But yeah, Derpy. I definitely had some friends who were the same way. And even though I was on good terms with everyone, like, there were plenty of people that, they wouldn't know who I am unless they were in a class with me, because I wouldn't go out of my way to, meet people. Were you in a small high school, Derpy, or was it pretty big? See, I'm having trouble with the camera today. I don't know where I want to have you guys. I think this is good though. Right at eye level. Nate, yeah, you've been working on being better more with that sort of thing. killed it down to fist bumps since you knew some people were not big on contact. And that's very respectable of you. Like, there definitely are those people, like I used to be, who just aren't comfortable with the hugging, and it sucks to say it, but definitely from like guys more than girls, or at least people of a feminine persuasion. There's just that kind of societal bias, and it's unfortunate that it's there. I wish we could get past that point. Derpy, you'd say it was medium-sized. The high school was shaped like a big donut with a courtyard to eat lunch in the middle. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. My school was very weird. It was like very long, and then it had a bunch of different wings. Well, like 3 different wings that just came out in rows. It was a pretty nice school, though, except that the halls were always constantly crowded with kids who decided to stop and fill up the whole hallway to talk in between class. Nate, you're still a big kid at heart, though. I think that's the best way to do it. I'm definitely still a big kid too. I don't feel like an adult at all. But yeah, never lose your youthful view of things. Like, when you're young, things look so bright, and like colors are more vivid. Anything is possible. And I still hold that anything is possible, but as you get older, you realize there's a lot more things that are just not likely to happen. But if you can kind of keep looking at the world with those youthful eyes, it makes everything so much better. You have never lost any energy. Your school was just a big rectangle. Well, it's kind of boring, but I suppose it's efficient. Alright. Well, I should probably change my stream away from ASMR, because I wasn't sure where to put it for the reading. ASMR seemed like the best place for it. Forgot to. Oh my gosh, 5 floors of classes. My school was just 2 floors. That was enough for me. But yeah, I should change my stream stuff. No longer reading the story. I'll change to... Oh, I need to pull my keyboard out. VR chat. There we go. Derpy, you had some people you thought were friends in school, and at graduation you were about to ask their contact info so you could stay friends when they said something to the effect of, "Alright, we're going to a restaurant, bye." Oh, Derpy, I'm so sorry. That's a hug. I don't know if that translated well into the camera, but that's awful. I'm sorry. Nate, so sometimes you'd have to book it from floor. Oh yeah, I believe it. Some of those passing periods, whatever you call them, where you go from one class to another, they do not give you enough time, especially when the halls are crowded. AG, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you Real. Thank you for popping in. It's good to see you. Yeah, you remember the same happened to. Oh, Real. You get a hug too. Yeah, high school can be really rough for people. I'm fortunate in that especially for good people. Yeah, very true. I was fortunate enough that my high school experience was pretty neutral. I mostly because I kept to myself and um, I I just naturally got along with most people that I had to. Um, it was it was less being outgoing or anything, and more just being good at being a social chameleon. I kind of just did whatever would get me through the conversation easiest. But yeah, there are some like super sweet people who just have the hardest time in high school because kids can be little monsters. Not all of them, but some of them can be. Um, I hope you both. Yeah, Nate, same. Like, I stuff like that. It does tend to stick with you at least a little bit. It's always a memory you have back there. Um, we're cursed to remember all those embarrassing moments. Um, but yeah, I hope you guys are, you know, okay with it at this point, have come to terms, moved on, whatever you want to call it. Derpy, two people you thought were friends to go. Oh, besides, oh, yeah, that's good, Derpy. Hopefully, hopefully you still had some other friends, or at least people you were friendly with. For me, it was just I don't know. I was never interested in bringing friends from school home with me. Nate was on the opposite spectrum. Could not imagine what that's like because you can still remember everyone in your class by name, face, voice, and even body features. That's insane. Like, I remember certain individuals from my high school class. Um, I had a, like, I don't know, 300, I want to say. I I could be misremembering. I think that's about right for how much I had in my high school graduating class. Right, I'm going to take a quick water break. I totally muted before I finished my thought. I was going to say, give me just a moment so I can get the water. All right, be right back. That's much better. Stay hydrated, everyone. Um, but yeah, that's a crazy memory, Nate. Oh, I just remembered because I saw a devouring picture on the wall just now. I keep forgetting to mention. So after I did the devouring stream that other Saturday, uh, I didn't finish it on stream, but I did go back later and finish it because um, a couple of hours later, Nikki was still in the world, and she was determined to try and finish it. And so with her taking the lead and a little help from Google, honestly, we did manage to make it through the devouring, and I recorded it. So I'm going to once I figure out how to edit stuff, because there are some people on the recording who don't want to be seen. Once I get that figured out, I'm going to upload it as a kind of bonus feature on the YouTube, so anyone who's interested can see how it ended. It includes me getting a little freaked out by some mannequins. But I'm hoping to get that taken care of in the coming week. You were a class of 73, 37 boys and 36 girls. Dang, that's so tiny. My junior high class, though, I only had, I want to say like 17 kids in my junior high class. No, maybe less. It was definitely in the teens, though. It's kind of nice when you have a smaller class like that. Real, if you're still here, are you done with high school, or are you still in high school? Either way, I hope things have gotten better for you since then. Let's see what world we can go to and explore. Might be a little risky. I'll probably have to turn down some world volume, because I don't want to pop into anywhere with copyright music. 18 were below 5'2", 4 still are. 20 were above 6 feet. They've all gotten taller. Oh my gosh. Is that normal wherever you are? Like, is that a normal height distribution? Or, well, not a normal distribution, but a typical distribution, rather. Or did your class just have a bunch of tall people for some reason? Your average is 5'8". Yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Ooh, what was that? A strange... Oh, yeah, we don't want to go there. Let's go to... Ooh. We could do a puzzle. Or... Remember that one. Starlight Hotel. Ooh, this might be kind of fun. Let's go to Tierland. We can make some tier lists. Alright, new instance. We'll do friends this time. We'll let other people join if they want to. Alright, off we go. None of them played sports, Nate. That's... I mean, I'm not that into sports myself, so, you know, I can't blame them. Derpy, you were 5'10" and have always felt like kind of a giant in your house, but at high school it was almost below average in height. Yeah, I don't remember when I hit 6 feet, but I I feel like it was I feel like it was in high school. In I had a lot of taller friends in like junior high and elementary school, so I always felt a lot shorter than I actually was. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the chat, Maria. It's good to see you. Oh, dang. Nate, you lived with your grandma and she was 6'3" and she's now 6'5"? What was she doing still growing? That's crazy. Maria, how's your day been? Yeah, you can totally join. Let me change my status. All right. I'm gonna keep it on orange, just because I don't want any people accidentally joining if they don't want to be on stream. But yeah, shoot. Oh, there's... Oh my gosh. Yes, I see your invites, Maria. Oh no. I was too high. Okay. So we're gonna play some tier land. So we have this big tier list, and what we get to do is we can pick a topic. We're gonna anchor you right there. Wait for me. Oh, thanks for joining, Maria. Alright, so we have all these different topics. What do you guys want to do? Ooh, should we do analog horror characters? That might be kind of fun. And it's a new one. Looks like there's 29 things in there, I think. Birds, bugs, candy. Ooh, candy might be interesting too. You're down for analog horror, Nate? Let's see what other... Ooh, there's classic spooky characters too. Hi, Maria. Good to see you. Here, let me get the camera so that they can see you a little better. There's Maria. Hi. Maria is my VR chat daughter. She's a bit chaotic. But we love her. Alright. So... Ooh, cursed images. I might have to check that one out before we try it, but that might be a fun one to do on stream sometime. Disney Pixar. You know what? Let's start with analog horror and we'll move from there. Okay. And let me set up a camera so that you guys can see the whole board. We'll set this one up there, and then we'll have another camera right here so you can stay with me. Okay. Walton Files? I don't know. Is this Walton Files, guys? I don't know this one. Ooh, just found out some exciting news for you. Sony is working on making an adapter for the PSVR headset. So it'll work on PC games as well? That's super cool. Alright, I've actually never seen Walton Files. So you guys are gonna know better than me. Maria wants it in B, but what do you guys think? Does that work for you? I think we can move them afterwards, right? Yeah? Okay. Oh my gosh, this might not be good for me. I don't know what that is either. I'm out of touch. I think it's Sophie from Walton Files. Yeah, you're probably right, Nate. You guys would know better than I would. F for IDK. I have no idea what that even is. Okay, guys. Oh, you're just trashing it? Yeah, apparently I need to watch some more analog horror, because I don't know these. Bird is the Minerva Alliance. Yeah, I have I have no idea what that is, Nate. Nate says it's the Minerva Alliance. So where should we put that? What tier is Minerva Alliance? Oh my gosh, it makes a noise every time I grab it. Oh my gosh. Alright. Well, the picture's cool, so I'm gonna, here. Let's put this in. Oh, you can put them down here. I'm stupid. The picture looks cool, so it's S tier. Because that's how this... Oh, haven't watched... But it's an owl, so it's a guaranteed C at least. Yes, I agree. Oh, yeah. Maria, you probably know way more of these than I do. This is what we've got so far. Oh, actually, I can just, there. That's what we have so far. Oh, I know Freddy. That's one I know. D tier for don't know this series. Yeah, we could do that. Giving it an F tier seems a little rude. I like the picture of the owl. That's... Baddington tapes are great. Which one is that? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make notes of all the things you guys are showing me, because I need to know what good ones are. Oh, Freddy is Baddington? Oh my gosh. Why is one of the S tiers a default profile picture? Ooh, Gemini. I love Gemini. Yeah, that's definitely A. Why is one of the... Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's something. In truth. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys another view. Maybe I'll let Maria handle this, and if if you guys got any other ideas, let me know, and I'll alter it, because this isn't... I thought I would know more than this. I'm old and out of touch. Mandela catalog? Which one is that? Is that the moon? Hooded guy? Oh, okay. I've never actually watched Mandela Catalog. I've heard good things, though. Geez, I should really have Ryan here. He would be able... Oh my gosh, what is that thing? Chimpy? Oh my gosh, that is not my sibling, Maria. You're so mean. My daughter abuses me. Motherhood is a sacrifice. Chimpy chippas. Okay, Nate, we need you here because you know all this stuff. Where should we put Chimpy, Nate? It looks not great, but I could be wrong. we're gonna put this in D. Oh, A tier? Since it... Okay. I might have to check it out then. Ooh, local 58. Definitely S. No discussion on local 58. If you don't... I mean, that's definitely a possibility. It seems like there's getting to be more and more of those. Although, clearly I haven't been keeping up anyway. Oh. There. Ooh, actually... I wonder if the Petscop and S tier... Maria, you're in chat. Okay. I still need to watch Petscop. I've heard good things. Is that how you pronounce it? Just Petscop? My gosh. At least you all know what you're talking about. I'm just here like, I know local 58 and I know Gemini. Oh wait, was this one, the one in C tier, is that supposed to be Marble Hornets? Because that's the operator symbol, right? Oh, that's kind of crooked. Should just have a stream that is honestly, yeah, I could probably do that sometime. I think that'd be really fun. I'm gonna make a note of that. We'll have to do it maybe on a Saturday stream when I have a lot of time. Suppose we could do it on a Monday too. But I think Saturday would be best. Welcome back, Mew. It's good to see you. We migrated to Tierland, so we're organizing a tier list for analog horror, and by we I mean mostly Maria, because I don't know a lot of these. I'm old and out of touch. Also have any sort of schedule or way of letting people know? Well, I have, I try to keep the schedule on my Twitch page more or less updated. Sorry, I just need to tend to something. Oh my gosh, Maria sent me so many. Oh my gosh, I have so many join requests from Maria. Yeah, so I try to keep it pretty up to date on my Twitch page, but it won't let me do like one-offs of streams. Like if I put a stream in for Monday, it makes me do it as every Monday, which is very silly. But as of right now, my consistent streams are, I do Mondays from 2 to 4 Mountain Time, and I've been doing Life is Strange on Tuesday. Mondays tend to be just, miscellaneous VR chat shenanigans. Tuesdays have been Life is Strange, but I think I'm going to move that to Wednesdays because there's less of a chance of having power issues on Wednesdays than there is on Tuesdays. So I think that's going to be the better call. And then beyond that, I don't have any hard schedule. Yeah, Mountain Time, 2 to 4 p.m. And Life is Yeah, mountain. And then, hey Maria. And then, the Life is Strange ones that I'm doing on Wednesday now are typically 2:30 to 4:30. You're on TV. Let's see. Kind of got behind on chat. Where was I? Horror? Yeah, Mew, we're doing a tier list for analog horror. Let me show you what we've got so far. And I don't know a lot of them, so it's mostly everyone else is handling it. What's this? Channel 7. Well, that looks like something interesting. That looks like something I'd want to watch. Wonder if Alex Bale's analog Happy Meat Farm will be on here. Oh, you see it now. Doesn't that mean we as elders have more experiences of horrors of life? Yeah, we've got the elder horrors. Hi, Mew. Oh wait, that's not you, Mew. That's Jemmy, isn't it? Hi, Jemmy. I guess you'll just be on for surprise weekends and such then. You work from oh my gosh. A little chaos beast over here. Yeah, and I'm still working through what times work for people. I'm definitely up for being more flexible because oh, Maria's all finished. All right, I'm going to show you guys. Tell us what you think. We can move some things if you want. Here, maybe I should move the camera a little closer. Astral Cat's got the zoomies. Alright. Yeah, what are you thinking of that list? How did Maria do? What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Maria's decided Petscop is above S tier. Did very good. Well, let's try another tier list, one that actually has stuff that I can contribute to. Maybe we should do classic spooky characters. You don't know a lot of these, but you think it looks good? Is Fox News on top of horror? Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. Fox News does deserve to be up there, though. Not to get political or anything. Yeah, it's Local 58, Mew, which I definitely recommend if you haven't watched it. It's pretty much, at least I think it's kind of the gold standard for what that sort of analog horror should be. Alright. Yes, you're antsy. We'll get another one going. Okay. So we're gonna reset that. And let's do those classic spooky characters. This is a much smaller one. This only has 16 in it. Is that just supposed to be a skeleton? Okay, let's get a better view, because that other one was a little hot. Oops. Actually, yeah, we'll do this. And we'll just move it. Okay, that's better. And then... Oh no, I lost my pins. I can't see you. Okay, hi. Oh, VHS, you know those? Yeah, I love the VHS style ones. You really like the spooky tree. Sheet Ghost has to be S tier though. I love sheet ghosts. No, I can't. There. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah. Put the ghost in S tier. Have y'all... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You guys just had this like awful screen. Have you guys ever watched Ghost Story? Or was it Ghost Story? Oh my gosh, why am I I think it's Ghost Story. With the sheet ghost, and it's like a drama. It's very slow burn, but it's amazing. Pumpkin on its own goes to B. If it's Headless Horseman, A tier. Okay, I'll allow that. I do like just jack-o'-lanterns on their own, but as like a spooky character, I think you're right. So let's put that down to B. Oh. What's this? Okay, we can go there as soon as we're done with this tier list, okay? Alright. Yeah, overall, I'm not too upset by this list. I'm not as into Dracula though. 1990s VHS meant movie, 2024 VHS is... Yeah, I do love the VHS movies though. Well, not the more recent one. The first two I love. Everything after that, it's very hit and miss. Which shorts are good and which aren't. Which goes in C tier, Alien in B. I don't know. I kind of want Alien to stay in A. I really like Aliens. I'm a little biased. But Witch in C tier? Yeah, I'm good with Witch in C tier. Like, witches can be good, but just the typical classic witch like that, I'm not as big a fan of. Ooh, speaking of, which classic Universal monster is your all favorite? I always liked the creature from Black Lagoon when I was little, but honestly, as far as the movies, I love The Mummy. It was so long, like I was definitely well into adulthood when I realized that Brendan Fraser's Mummy is a remake of the classic Mummy. Ooh, you like Creature from the Black Lagoon and Frankenstein? Frankenstein is a classic movie. I love the part with the child. It's just like I think they're down by a river or something, and he just like interacts super sweetly with the child. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, there you are. Nate, you're biased in the opposite. You have seen Aliens Done to Death. That's very fair, Nate. I want to see some more solid abduction movies and like feral aliens, by which I mean like Signs. Signs is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Oh, you too, Maria? Did you not know you don't like Signs? Ooh, update on waffle ice cream sandwich. Tasted pretty good. Ice cream melted partway through eating and needed a plate to catch it. Yeah, it was definitely a good idea. I'm sorry the execution didn't pan out for you. Pancakes better, like as an ice cream sandwich? Or just in general? Yes? Okay. So, Maria says pancakes are better. Personally, I do like waffles better. But pancakes are growing on me again. I kind of went through a long time without eating them really. And I'm starting to get a little back into them. I like crepes better though. Crepes are really good, especially with like really juicy strawberries. What? You don't agree? Derpy doesn't like pancakes, Maria. Maria says, "How dare, bird?" I think you've made an enemy, Derpy. Ooh, you love Killer Clowns. Yeah, Killer Clowns is a great movie. Did you see what are you doing? Did you see they have a video game out now, a Killer Clowns video game? I don't know how it is, but it kind of caught my eye. Oh my gosh, where'd you go? You in chat, Maria? Are you seeing what they say? Okay. Dead by Daylight in a nutshell. I couldn't get into Dead by Daylight. It just not my kind of game. Maria's insulted. Ooh, Mew, yeah, the Dark Universe. I was so excited for that. Like, you're talking about the Tom Cruise Mummy, right? What they were trying to start with that. Like, that Mummy, it wasn't great. It had some stuff that I liked. Like, it had potential. I mean, yeah, they shouldn't have casted Tom Cruise. That was one of their biggest mistakes. But yeah, I was really excited for the Dark Universe to be a thing. They could have done so much with it, but they tried to make them too much like superheroes. They were trying to make like a monster Avengers, and they should have leaned more into the horror. Okay, guys, we're gonna go to another world that Maria wants to take us to. It's called Analog Nights. Is there gonna be copyright music, Maria? Okay, I'll just turn my world volume down. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, Mew, they really should. Monsterverse, I've loved how it's gone. I do wish, with the latest two movies, I think I talked with you about it, but I've been very iffy on some of the stuff they've been doing. I don't know what that means, Maria. Oh. Okay. Ooh, What's this? Okay. Let's see, what are we doing here? This is what we've got. Following tapes provide... Oh! Oh my gosh, I forgot to change the screen. I am so sorry, guys. Ooh, Vita Carnis. I started Vita Carnis, but I didn't get to finish it. I don't remember why. I got called away or something. Don't know if anyone has ever heard of Tangivirus. I'll have to look up... Oh, wait. No, I think I did see the Tangivirus one, if it's what I'm thinking of. If it's what I'm thinking of, I liked it all right, but it definitely wasn't my favorite. Okay, yeah, I'm reading, Maria. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Following tapes provided in the world may contain harmful, scary imagery or mature themes such as suicide, depression, intense violence, gore, sudden loud noises, frightening imagery, blood, rapid flashing lights, and others not listed. By clicking next/skip, you are acknowledging the content. All right, so y'all read that. This is what we're going into. Meat snake. Okay. Oh wait, what's this? To ensure that the world actually functions, make sure, yeah, I have those enabled. Might need to rejoin the world. Okay. Pre-made tapes are labeled with the title on the side and the front. They also include the duration of the tape and who created it. Okay. Plus a recommended watch order. I hope this doesn't get me any copyright flags. Some videos have choices that will be shown on screen. Related tapes for these choices are grouped and labeled as such. Pick your choice and insert the tape into the VCR. Or don't make a choice, I don't judge. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff here. Grab a tape that will be to your right when entering and put it in the VHS player above the video controls to get started. Have fun. Okay. We're ready to go. This is very cozy. I like this world. Look at this, guys. The little foxes are adorable. And we've even got a little monster. Oh. There, that's better. Hi, Trap Duck. It's good to see you. Welcome to the chat. I don't really know what to expect from this world. I'm kind of just being led here. We were talking about analog horror, and now we're in this place with... Oh, I guess it's just... Oh, you can't see it. So, here, let me change to my point of view real quick. Get rid of the camera. Okay. Yeah, so I think you guys should be able to see that it's got them all labeled and stuff. That's pretty cool. Man in the suit, that sounds interesting. I do like the monument mythos. The monument mythos is a lot of fun. Okay, let me get the stream camera back. Yeah, so how's your day been, Trap Duck? I hope you've been having a good Sunday. Nate? Oh, no. I'm sorry, Maria. Y'all can't see her chat box when I have this on, but when you're in my my point of view, you can see her chat box. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we can do a react stream in here maybe. If they actually have everything, that can be kind of cool. It's nice and cozy in here also. But yeah, what should we... Oh, you want to put this in? Man in the suit. Oh, wait. Oh, thanks for joining, Trap Duck. I hope you enjoy your time here. I'm still kind of finding my footing with everything, so please have a little patience with me. But I'm really enjoying streaming, and I feel like I'm kind of getting there. Oh no, you guys can't see the label, but on here it says Godzilla suit incident 1954. 5 minutes, 12 seconds, tape 1 by Unknowingly. It's been good. Oh, it's Monday for you now? 1:15 in the morning. Well, I hope you don't have to, get up early in the morning. Otherwise, as much as I don't want to send you away, you should go get some sleep. Oh, sorry. What are you saying, Maria? Watching these should be fine. People on YouTube do it all the time. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, so we'll pop this in just a sec. Sorry, Maria's impatient. She wants to watch. I get distracted by y'all. Ooh, this is a nice little projector spot. Okay. What would be the best way to do this? VHS world? Yeah, Mew, it's got all these analog horror in like little VHS tapes. It's super cool. So Duck, does that mean you're like European time then? I don't know exactly what the timing is, but I think that lines up. Sleep is for the weak, and nope, got nothing going. Well, that's good then. Stay awake as long as you want. We just don't want you, dragging if you're going to work or something, because you need a good night's sleep for that. Mew, I can... Oh. We got the show going. Oh no, my head got in the way of the projector. I'm sorry. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Little bunny. Okay, I'm very intrigued with this. Like, of course I'm biased because Godzilla. But I don't know anything about Man in the Suit. This is the first I've heard of it. Is it all about some guy in the Godzilla suit? I should bring the chat over. Aw, hi Luna. Thanks for popping in. It's okay. As a mom, you know how to handle the fussy child. Oh, just watch it. I know I'm watching it. I like to interact with chat. And sometimes just wear the suit. God. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I think that's what Ryan Reynolds did with Deadpool too. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm into this. Like it's Ooh. Oh no, what's happening? This reminds me of like some old school creepypastas. Like the Lost Episode type of creepypastas. gosh, I can't wait to see where this goes. Derpy as... Oh, wait, is there supposed to be audio? It doesn't sound like it. I did have my sound off, but it doesn't look like there's any audio. Oh, there is? I can't hear it. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some audio. Can you guys hear it now? It's just like some background noise. Yeah, I'm watching Maria. What? Yeah, I turned it up. That's so gross. I love it. Body horror is honestly one of my favorites. But, this is what they expected. Oh my gosh. Yes, show us. Show us. Yes, show us. Okay, that was a little goofy. This is what... Okay, not exactly that with Ryan Reynolds, but I'm pretty sure he just kind of like walked off with the Deadpool suit. Like, he didn't ask or anything. I think he just took it. Okay, I need to catch up on chat because I was too focused on the video. Oh, I can't see your text box through the projector, Maria. Can you come over here? This was only made on the creator's phone. That's so cool. Like, I admire the creativity of people like that. Luna, been good just watching Gate with the GFs. Aw, I hope it was fun. I mean, I'm sure it is. Always seems like you have a good time with them. Nate, you've never seen it before yourself. Yeah, I can't believe I never even... Well, I mean, I guess I kind of can believe it because I'm so out of touch anymore. But yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear about it or anything. I really liked it a lot. Duck, you're from the UK? Yeah, Maria says, don't worry, I'm just old. Which is, yeah, true by internet terms. Oh my gosh. Sorry, quick hydration break. So much talking. Oh my gosh, where's my water? Okay, just a sec. Y'all make sure you hydrate too. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mute. I hope I didn't make gross water noises. Nah, you won't. Wait, did someone say something or did I say something? Sorry, I'm waiting for Maria to type and then I'll go back to chat. Oh, you won't hydrate, Maria. You gotta stay hydrated. Oh my gosh. My pillow fell on my cord. I'm stuck. Don't worry, I'm a professional. Okay. Let's see, where was I? Oh my gosh, no more whipped cream. Had you going too? Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Mew. What is my favorite type of horror media? That's tough. I really am. I have a huge soft spot for found footage. Ow, jeez, Maria. No beatings. Here, eat your whipped cream. I'm gonna say found footage, like whether it's a movie or a short. Although at this point, I'm really more into the shorts because I don't know. It just seems like more often than not, the found footage movies don't end up being as good. And I know they're always a little cheesy in their own way, but I like that cheesiness to a degree. I I want I want things that here, maybe I can get this a little further away. Yeah. Here, no. Sit down. Oh no. One of these days I'll figure out cameras. Okay. Whipped cream's in my face. Alright, bring chat back. Yeah, but oh my gosh, and she's gone. Anyway, yeah, I really like visual things. I like being able to see stuff, and the found footage always has that kind of creepypasta feel, and if I can, even no matter how unrealistic it is, if I can pretend it's real for the duration of the movie or short or whatever, that's my favorite. I love being able to suspend my disbelief for a little while and just pretend I'm watching something real. Duck, your voice is very soothing and beautiful to listen to. Please read. Aww. Well, you actually missed it earlier, Duck. I was reading some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I'm not sure if I'll keep doing it. We'll see. I was kind of just experimenting. But you'll be able to see it on the VOD if you want to check it out. For the first part of it, I was kind of trying to do different voices for the characters, but I gave up on that after a while because I don't have a very good London accent. But yeah, thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you enjoy my voice. It's something I'm kind of self-conscious about, but I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it as I've been streaming. It's one of the reasons I wanted to do all this. Derpy, you heard the water noises, but it was okay. Okay, as long as it was okay. I just don't want to make disgusting noises to drive you all away. Luna finished off a gallon of ice cream. Oh no, I hope it wasn't full when you started. Oh, Nate, yeah, you told her I was reading earlier. Yeah, it is funny that you mentioned it, Duck, because like that was my first time oh, thank you, Maria. Maria made some drinks today, and is this for chat? Ooh. Okay, hold on. Okay. We got some drinks for you. Hope you like coffee. Okay, sip, sip, sip. Oh. Oh. Would you like a bowl of cinnamon now? Oh, cinnamon and... Just humor her. She thinks she's a barista. The first ones did turn out good, though. Okay, where was I? But yeah, it was my my first time trying to do some reading on stream, and kind of mixed feelings on it. I think I'll probably try it again at least once or twice. We'll see, though. Nate personally love infection. Ooh, yes. Like parasites that either kill people with illnesses, mutilations that turn them into their own monsters, and then on the exact opposite with puppeting hosts into making it like they were never infected. Okay, so you like things like body snatchers and stuff? Oh, Nate, I didn't see it send, so all good. Did she pour olive oil into you? No, it's actually, it's caramel syrup. So you just gotta, oh, okay. Oh, is this video too, Maria? Okay. So here's, let's see, what's the best way to do this? It's kind of like we're watching in the theater. Gigantus, the fire monster. Gosh, this is making me want to watch some Godzilla. Yeah, olive oil is very good for you. I love olive oil. Uh, Anguirus has one of my favorite roars. What are you doing, Maria? Oh my gosh, stop hitting my chat. The man in the... Oh my gosh, so like the guy who filled this suit, he was just, he just kept doing it? Oh my gosh. Godzilla versus Bambi. Toho wanted to find out the ultimate cause. Man in the suit has been examined by private doctors. The doctors weren't really sure about the cause. Oh my gosh, so he like intentionally made himself like that? He took a pill or something? That's okay. Derpy, you read correctly. Yeah, this is... Bambi's the newest kaiju. Somehow... Oh my gosh. See, I love body horror like this. Ew, whoa. Oh my gosh, hyper-realistic eyes. They better show me a picture of a Godzilla suit with hyper-realistic eyes. Yeah, Toho are cheap. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Oh my gosh, I'm loving these. These are great. Bambi versus Godzilla in the meme zone. Yeah, Anguirus has always been one of my favorites. In Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, he was one of my go-tos. Very cooperative. Oh my gosh, this is great. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Luna. I have it on invite just so that nobody accidentally ends up on stream if they don't want to. So yeah, you're totally welcome to request an invite and I'll let you in. They would go great. Had to do where they would both fight. Oh no, did Goji go too hard? We'll see. If you get mature. You gotta be active in chat. Maria's asking to be a mod. Oh, Duck. We're watching these, gosh, how long is this one, Maria? Oh, oh wow, 9 minutes. Okay, we're gonna pause it real quick. Oh no, can I not? Oh, thank you, Maria. Okay, I'm gonna let Luna in. Alright. Hi, it's me again. I miss seeing you guys. I don't want to, Ooh, actually... No, I don't think we have any pass-through mirror. Oh, wait, yeah, well, it makes the screen darker. Might be able to get that to work, though. We'll give it a shot. Okay, yeah, so, Duck, we are watching, some analog horror videos. This one is called The Man in the Suit, and it's a series about, we're only on the second video. In the first video, it talked about how the guy in the Godzilla suit was getting like super into his role. Oh my gosh, Maria. Was getting super into his role, and so he started acting weird and stuff, and then they found out that he had like fused into the suit, like he was the suit and him were one, basically. Hi, Luna. Good to see you. Yeah, you just want to pop in and say hi? Don't want to sit and watch a while? Actually, you know what? I probably shouldn't be on much longer myself. I'm already later than when I promised my girlfriend I'd see her. Oh my gosh, you are not being replaced, Maria. Luna is not my daughter. Oh my gosh. That kid. But, yeah, you're welcome to stay a while if you want.
Probably stay for a little bit.
Okay.
Join back when my girlfriend's, cause you know.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we might. I think we'll probably finish this video and then call it good. We'll do a little goodbye. Maybe I can make y'all another drink before we leave. But in the meantime, yeah, let's finish our video. And I need to check chat again too. Got a second one. Oh my gosh. Don't do anything that's gonna get me banned, Maria. Okay. My pronouns are she, her. They is also okay, Duck. But yeah, you are perfectly fine calling me ma'am. Thank you for asking. And what are your pronouns? Okay, bring this back down. And there. Now you can see us. We might be in the way of the image a little bit, but this this was peak comedy. Oh my gosh, did I miss it?
Looks like there's still about 3 minutes.
Have you seen that? You guys are goofs. He, him. I'll make sure I remember that, Duck. Alright, let's finish this video. Oh no. Oh my gosh. So this is Anguirus they're talking about, right? Anguirus turned into the suit too? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got 2 men in the suits now. Gosh, I am loving this. I don't want to wait to watch more. I think we're... Oh, yes, give us the picture. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's... I mean, that's something. He's all snarly.
Yeah, Derpy, you can play it on desktop as well as, if you just have like a quest, you can use that as well.
Yeah, Derpy, you can just play, like Luna said, with the quest, and, oh my gosh, it's the... Actually... Okay, I'm gonna turn it down. I don't know if that music will get me in trouble. That's gotta be copyrighted. And honestly, the Japanese businesses, they are very, very gung-ho on copyright stuff.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Nintendo.
Just yes, show us what they found. Show us. Oh my gosh, is it still going? Did it pause?
No, it's still going.
Come on, show us. Stop leaving me in suspense. Yes. What? No. That it didn't show us anything. Right, Derpy? That was so long, and then I don't know how to read Japanese, so I have no idea what that said. But what's the camera pointed at? The camera's pointed at the projector, but there's a mirror that I turned on over it, so it kind of made everything darker, but we can at least see through it. Yeah, I mean, now you're looking at Maria.
I have to close the quest browser in order to like move my hands.
Oh, but yeah, Maria, I think that's gonna be the last one. I'm gonna have to end things now. But we'll save it for next time. Maybe we can do it tomorrow. 'Cause yeah, tomorrow we've got a stream planned, so we'll try to plan on doing something then. Just noticed Maria is a kitty shark. Yeah, she's a really cute model right now.
Oh sweet, I can turn on her.
Yeah, you can totally join tomorrow. Maria will join us too.
Try. And I will see if I can hop in as well.
Yeah, more the merrier. We're getting a cast. Nate looks like he's about to... Gosh, I got so behind in chat. Okay, let me see if I can catch up. Not just any kitty shark. Or are you a special kitty shark? I don't know.
The kitty shark.
Right, you gotta go later. Yeah, goodbye, Mew. Thanks for joining in. Oh, the colors, trans kitty shark. Blahaj. Okay, yeah. But yeah, Mew, it was good seeing you. I'm about to be getting off here myself as well. But yeah, Derpy, you can totally just play in desktop or oh my gosh, or you can play VR chat in desktop or with a Quest that's not plugged into the computer. So yeah, if you decide to download it, definitely pop in and say hi sometimes. Would love to see you in here. I think, did I get oh my gosh, I mean, it is Pride Month now. Happy Pride Month to anyone who's
Yes, happy Pride.
happy Pride for everyone who's in the community and allies. Pride Month to everyone. Oh, currently getting yourself set up on VR chat right now? That's so cool, Derpy.
Sweet.
But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap things up. It was so good of you all to hang out today. I really appreciate being able to stream for everyone. It makes me happy when you guys enjoy what I do on here. So I hope to see you next time. As far as upcoming streams, we will be streaming tomorrow from 2 p.m. Mountain Time, American Mountain Time. And we'll probably go to 4 o'clock, so about 2 hours. Although we went over today, so, we'll play it by ear. And then Life is Strange isn't going to be on Tuesday anymore. We're going to do it on Wednesday, 2:30 to 4:30. But as of right now, that's all I've got planned. And I try to keep the schedule on the Twitch page more or less up to date. Just ignore that it says like every Monday. Thank you.
Trying to get me,
Maria's giving me some boba tea. Oh, drink some boba tea, chat. Sip, sip, sip.
Speaking of, hold up. I just remembered this MV. Thank you. But that's funny because I also have boba.
Oh my gosh, you got boba too?
Yes. The only thing is, it doesn't go in my hand.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Derpy. Sorry, this is how it always goes. I am so bad at saying goodbye. It just keeps dragging out. But it's just because I enjoy y'all so much.
Pull up personal mirror. Yep, there it goes. Ta-da, boba.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Where is it?
Oh, booby boba. Okay.
Yeah. It is booba tea at this point.
Booba tea. Alright. We're gonna end it for real now. Thank you so much. Goodbye. I'll see you next time. Hugs. Yep. Head pats from Luna. Hugs. And have a good rest of your day. If you go to yes, goodbye from Maria too. If you have work tomorrow, I hope it goes well and you all get a good sleep tonight. So long. Bye bye.